White guilt.
Let's talk about it.
I'm in.
Oh.
I'm June, everybody. Hi. And you can also watch Jumbo with Miss June in another Magic Mice production.
But not yet.
Ooh, not yet. Not yet, because June has some things to say.
That's right after this.
Oh yeah, please don't show your kids this. Only show your kids that. Okay.
And that is important. I saw Miss June on a pause. No,
Nope,
not that.
Nope. Okay, so I was talking to someone, and they were explaining. Okay, so it's kind of a long story, but I'm going to try and. There is I don't know if it was a white parent with a black child or a black parent with a white child, but there was a mixed family. Mm-hmm. And they were dealing with some issues within the community at school. And the woman that they were talking to, a white woman, she was like, stop, this is making me uncomfortable. I don't want to hear it, I don't want to talk about it, I don't want to, like... She basically didn't want to hear any of the issues, and she didn't want to comment or even think about the issues that they had around either this black child and white child. I don't know. There was something going on with mixed races. And the guy was like, oh, okay. And she's like, I'm just uncomfortable. I practice radical deference, which to her means like I stay out of all of those issues, like because I respectfully don't feel like I have anything to do with. Or like, I think it was like, it was trying to be respectful, like I don't engage, because I'm white and I don't feel like my opinion is educated enough to help. I don't know, it was a very bizarre, but
That's
it almost,
interesting.
It is, because it almost was like, but also if you practice that and you don't want to hear anything, what does that mean? Like, can you not have conversations then?
Right.
I think it came from an extremely respectful position of like pulling yourself out of any issues that have to do with race because they did not come from an educated or experienced view.
Are we thinking then this is the equivalent of men who would just, I don't have an opinion on abortion. Just, you know what? Figure it out, who am I to get into that, right? And I get it, but also you should have an opinion and help. I mean, especially if you care. We talked about this before.
Yeah.
If you don't care, don't pretend to care. Radical deference might be your thing then. That's great. Now I know who you are and I know that you don't have my back, right? That's the thing. Now I know you're not going to do anything to help me. So your radical deference is also like, can't give a fuck at you. That's in essence kind of... But,
but it's so interesting because I don't think that's where, I think there's sort of a movement. I don't know for sure because I've never heard of it before. Yeah. But I feel like there's sort of this movement and it tries to come from respect. Like I should not engage nor should I give advice because what do I know? I'm white. And this is a topic that I should not be addressing in the sense of men, like it's not your womb, so
right.
There is a white woman with her hand up over there. She's our DP. Yes.
I'm just wondering if one of you can ask the question, the woman who you're referring to, who said she practiced radical deference, did she end a conversation happening between people of color because she was in the room? Because that is different.
Yeah, no, she didn't. It was a white man. Okay. So just to give you a little more information, it was a white man talking to this white woman about some issues that close friends were having with a mixed community of people, basically. And she literally, it made her feel so uncomfortable, she didn't want to hear it. So I would love to bring her here and have a conversation because I think it is coming from a place of respect and a choice of not I don't really know. I don't really understand it. So it would be fascinating to, but it's a thing now.
Answer for herself, because for me the word radical does not sound passive. That
right.
sounds aggressive to me. Radical. That means I vehemently don't want to discuss this And you know what I'm saying? That to me
Yeah.
sounds like aggressive. As
And they're not
opposed
coming
to-
here to talk about it.
Thank
then,
you.
Right?
So that's number one. But then number two, when you try to use a term like radical deference, you're putting your head in the sand. You're not going to be my ally.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? No
Yeah.
matter how respectful you think it is by not having a conversation about it. And you're kind of my enemy.
Yeah.
You don't even realize you're being more of my enemy by saying radical deference than it would be if you just keep quiet or just leave the room. Hey guys, I have a call. Let me just take this. You know what I mean? I'd rather you do that. But the minute you say radical deference, that's how it's making me too uncomfortable.
I mean,
it's making
yeah.
you uncomfortable. How you think it's
Especially
making
if you're
me
stopping
feel?
another conversation, right?
Right.
If progress might be happening and you throw the brakes on the
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
and now everyone stops talking about it to make you comfortable, not only are you pulling yourself out of it, but you're setting things back now,
Mhm.
right? You've stopped conversation and solutions happening, which is just either weak or outright evil.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to say. I
Yes.
know the person doesn't think of them that
At
way,
all.
but
No.
also note, evil people don't wake up thinking, how evil can I be today,
Right.
And so I feel like if you are setting a thing back, even if you in your heart care about it, but are just like, oh, I'm not the person to talk about this, right? Again, if we talk about the whole like abortion rights and
Yes.
things like that, if as a guy people start to talk about it and I go, you know what, I don't like talking about this. I'm a guy. We shouldn't have this conversation, and I just shut this down. I'm the bad guy,
Yeah.
right? In this scenario.
Because you're not an ally to women if
Right.
you say that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you're not an ally to daughters and granddaughters that may come from you. You're not an ally to the people who, you know what I mean, who
Yeah.
need this type of health care.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that's what gets tricky to me when I hear radical. I'm like, radical? That means that's active. That doesn't sound
Right?
passive to me.
I'm trying to get everybody to not talk about it.
Like a lot of white people and maybe even black people, like we don't feel like we can come together and have a conversation about
Right.
it.
Yeah.
But if we don't, then how do we
Yeah.
become allies? How do we get better? How do we become educated if we shut everything down and don't have a conversation?